keep you my dirty
Alien gang, y'all know what's up with it, man. It's the big alien Kid Vicious in here. Listen, I'm looking for the best rappers in the world. I'm looking for the best producers in the world. I'm looking for the best singers in the world. If you do music and you work hard and you want one of your singles reviewed, I want everybody to tap into the Mothership, official alien gang on YouTube. Man, we about to go crazy over there. We about to provide all kind of opportunities. And we don't want nothing from nobody. All we want is real quality hip hop, like-minded individuals that want to build and do things. That's what the alien gang is. It's just a league of extraordinary gentlemen, extraordinary beings, and we want to build with other extraordinary beings. So whip your phone out, go to Official Alien Gang, go on YouTube, subscribe, and stay tuned. And in the meantime, if you got a song you want reviewed, you got a beat you want to send in, and you want to be tuned in to everything we got going on Alien Gang related, agn.hqz@gmail.com. Send whatever you got to that email and just stay tuned, man. We're about to light up the internet with so many things. The number one YouTube in the galaxy, Alien Gang. Look up.
Slaves, you know what I'm saying? And you know, they got us, man, with food, with fashion, with everything, entertainment, like everything, man. They really got our minds. We're slaves, you know what I'm saying? And you know, they got us, man, with food, with fashion, with everything, entertainment, like everything, man. They really got our minds.
Hello. Whoops.
Hello.
What just happened? The computer just is doing something weird. Sorry. How's it going, everybody? Ronnie, hi.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
I can't see you. I'm sorry, but I can hear you. Just a second. I don't know what happened. There we go. Sorry. My computer just opened a random page for no reason.
All good?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, baby.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. So do you. Mwah.
See you.
And with peace.
Thanks for being here. What do we got going on? We're on the Mothership, everybody. Is anybody out there?
Hello.
Is there any life forms?
Show yourselves.
I don't know. I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can see anybody. City the Great, Mrs. City the Great, Daddy-O 86. What up, you guys? Jay Crenshaw. Hey, man. That's what's up. All right. I can see y'all. Can you see us, hear us? Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Mothership. I'm Babz. If you don't know me, this is my co-hostess for the night.
I'm Ronnie Anne.
Yeah, Miss Illy. Ronnie Anne?
Yes.
Am I slow? Am I freezing up and stuff? Hopefully not. I don't know. You can
No,
hear
you're
me
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird on my end, but I'm just gonna roll with it.
I hear you just fine, baby.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. I am freaking honored to be here myself. We are
Me
at
too.
the AGN Nation headquarters, the Mothership, or as I like to refer to it as the Friendship, because we're all friends here. Keep
Yeah.
your extremities inside the ship during space flight. When the captain turns off the seatbelt sign, feel free to float around and do karate in the garage. We got a great show for you tonight. Renowned recording artist, revolutionary wordsmith, pioneer of the drum and bass movement, captain of the Alien Gang squad, MC Armanni Reign is in the spaceship tonight. Give it up.
Woo!
Woo! We need a little applause machine.
I'm ready.
He's actually driving the ship right now, believe it or not. Let me drive. Okay, sorry.
Heck no.
I hope everyone's doing great. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, Babz, Bestie Ronnie Anne.
I'm in here.
Couple Ladians.
Doing a damn thing.
We're hijacking the ship again tonight. We got a great show. We're gonna sit
Another great show.
Yeah. Just getting these aliens interviewed. And so yeah, thank you so much. We're gonna let some more people pull up. Hopefully, share the live. Don't forget to share the live, you guys. What up, Rap God?
Zans.
How are you? What's up, Big Rello? It's good to see everybody in the comments.
What's up, Ben Frank? What's up, Lovely 101?
Thank you guys so much for pulling up, for real, and for commenting, interacting with us last time too. Really appreciate it.
City.
I hope you're awesome, man. Shout out to you. You guys are going to be up here soon. You and Rap God, okay?
Yep, so prepare.
Maybe we'll get to interview Crenshaw someday, Everybody, stay tapped in, you guys. Keep working with us. We're building in this alien community, and we're going to have more people up here in the hot seat getting asked questions with Ronnie Anne and Babz. This is where people come. This is where the aliens come for inspiration, remember? So
yes, this is where you need to be.
All right, so should we get Armanni Reign up here? Let's take a quick little, we're going to spin the block in the ship. Man, I really want to drive. We're going to be right back. Okay, Armanni Reign is going to be up here with us. Stay tuned. Share the live. Share the live. Love y'all. How are you, sir? Am I muted? Armanni Reign.
No, Rain, you're muted.
There we go.
There we go.
Trying to multitask here. You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing? You're looking great. Everybody feeling good? How are you feeling? I hope you feel
good. How are you?
I'm cool, chilling. It's been an interesting week. I'm here right now, and I'm excited. Got a lot of things on the table, a lot of things in the woodwork. I couldn't be happier.
Same here, Rain.
Thanks for
How
being
are y'all?
here. Thanks for joining us. Doing great. Awesome.
All right, so
Excited.
Rain, I want to pick your brain. So let's hop right into it.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Can I call you Armanni?
By all means.
Where did you grow up?
Where did I grow up? Oh man, such a good question. I moved around quite a bit. I actually asked you. I grew up in Chester, Pennsylvania, as a young pup, which is right outside of Philly. And then mother worked really hard to get us out the hood, so we moved from Chester, Pennsylvania to New Jersey for a little bit of my high school years, and then I moved from New Jersey back to Philly because I just couldn't do the birds anymore. Jersey's great, I love it, but at the same time, I'm a city kid. You know what I mean? So we moved back to Philly, or I moved back to Philly, and as things progressed. So I used to have a lyric that used to say, "I say A-Town was bitch, Chester must be them that New Jerusalem my will game and Philly crafted my wisdom. So I really claim all three, but I earned my stripes really in Philly. But I grew up in Chester and Jersey.
Okay. I'm from Philly myself, so I know how the Philly rap is. It's exciting.
Cutthroat.
Yeah, cutthroat for sure. I would definitely say. So Armanni, when did you realize you had skills?
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Oh crap.
You know what I'm saying? When did I figure it out? So my mother is a huge poetry. I owe a lot to my dudes. Happy belated birthday, by the way, Mom.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, it was the 5th. Yes, my mother was huge into poetry and jazz and things of that nature. So she always pushed that, reading poetry all the time. So even as a young pup, I used to write a lot of poetry. But when did I feel like I had skills? I don't know. It's like a very young age. I've been rapping since I could remember rapping. Like even when I wasn't writing my own skills, not to show my age or anything, but like I remember listening to KRS-One and Big Daddy Kane and doing the thing where I'm in the mirror mimicking everything they do, like hip hop heads do. You know what I'm saying? Just like learning how to rap with them might have a lot to do with performing, you know what I'm saying? So when I started writing my own lyrics and started putting the poetry to those people that I looked up to and lived through, I don't know. It was never in the beginning. It wasn't like a I'm dope thing. It was like I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And whenever I would do it, not to sound a way, but it was like the cool thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you would rap, people like, oh, you go to different house parties or whatever, and just spit raps in front of different types of people. And it always seemed like it was working. It's always been a passion of mine, no matter what. So yeah.
So it's all been in your blood.
A little bit. My mom got a whole family of musicians. Everybody, bunch of women, and all of them can sing. I can't sing to save my life. That music is, you know what I'm saying, definitely in the blood. But yeah, I've just been rapping for as long as I can remember.
Okay. All right, Armanni. Has a project you worked on ever stumped you?
What do you mean?
Like a project that you worked on, has it ever been hard to get that project out, get that message out? Was it hard to write? Did you ever have something that was hard to write?
Hard to write?
I know, being an artist myself, well, I'll call myself an MC, I guess. I have a hard time sometimes getting it out.
So the only thing I would even remotely relate to something like that is maybe writer's block. Like I feel like creative, even if it's not music, has some type of writer's block at certain points of your life. As far as a difficulty writing, no. I write so much and write so many different styles of music, many forms of expression. Music has always been therapeutic for me. Always. Even the braggadocious bravado stuff is still, you know what I'm saying, a testament to self-confidence. You know what I mean? A projection of who you are inside. So I've never really had difficulty saying anything. There are times as I've gotten older, maybe I watch what I say a little more, just because I have a little bit of more of awareness of the people I interact with and who's listening. But I don't really ever have difficulty saying what I want to say. As a matter of fact, I feel like I've gotten more introspective and more vocal about how I feel the older I get. So no, I don't think any project was hard to write. If there's anything that ever come close, maybe the last couple years, like right before the pandemic, we dropped To the Few, and then as the album with Bro Safari, Last Rhetoric, Old Tales, which I'm sure we'll talk about at some point, was extremely therapeutic to me. Anybody listening to that album, there's two versions of that album, but when I sent it to people that know me, they hear it differently than people who don't. There's a lot of demons that I let out through that. And that's about as difficult as it gets. And there's still more that I would like to even deep dive into for therapeutic purposes. But as far as difficult to do it, no, not at all.
Got you. Okay. I'm going to hand it over to Babz.
Love the Last Rhetoric, Old Tales album. If y'all haven't checked that out, I honestly don't know what's wrong with you. I'm a little upset if you like because that album, and my kids love it too. Like, you don't really cuss. I don't know if I don't want to say at all, but like it's not a lot of cussing. Like, it's clean, you know.
I appreciate it.
And so like my kids really like it. I think for that reason it's easier for kids to listen to. And we just love it. Like, still to this day, it came out in 2023, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we worked on it during the pandemic. That was our pandemic baby. And yeah, it's Nick and I. So Nick, for those who don't know, Bro Safari, amazing producer, multi-genre. Started out in a band. Had a drum and bass collective known as Evil Intent. One of the strongest U.S. pioneer drum and bass acts out there, forefront of production. And then they all separated and made different monikers for different styles of music. Gigantor became Computer Club. AJ went to go on to be Treasure Fingers, and Nick went on to be Bro Safari. And Bro Safari was massive, just making dubstep and electronic trap music. And for a while, we traveled together for 8 years, on stages all across, the nation, just doing these crazy shows. And we always talked about doing an album together. Like, I tell the story all the time. There were two things that happened in the after party or the green room. He either cornered me in somewhere to tell me I should watch Game of Thrones. 3 things. We would argue about whether hot dogs were a sandwich, and we talked about what a hip hop album would sound like. And one day after we did To the Few, and we were sitting during the pandemic with nothing to do, we said, "Hey man, no better time than the present." And we just, one song became 2, 2 became 4, 4 became 8. Next thing you know, we had 20 songs. We did the Rick Rubin Ruthless edit, knocked it down to what became the Last Rhetoric album. Nick is one of the most prolific and varied sound engineers and producers that I know. Extremely talented individual, and it was only right that we created a new IP. It was like our Danger Mouse kind of effect. But yeah, I owe that man a lot between music and life, and that was our therapeutic baby.
Stand-up guy.
Love him deaf. Couldn't say enough good things about that dude. If you ever met him, he's everybody's dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But everybody calls him dad. You know what I'm saying? He's just a good family. Yeah, I couldn't say it. That album is a reflection of our friendship. He's always pushed me too, because he feels, you can ask him, it's not a secret. He feels that I never got the respect that I deserve, and he wanted to put that on the forefront to the point where he almost wanted it just to be an Armanni Reign album. But y'all know how I am. It's like, man, we worked on this together. Make something new.
Yes, I love that.
Every song is amazing on the freaking album. Seriously.
Thank you. And to your point, not cursing, not to cut you off, I apologize. I did make a conscious effort of that because I have 2 little kids of my own, and my youngest, who's 13 now, was 11 at the time, is one of my biggest fans. And it's just like, it was always a conscious effort. Dad gonna speak how you gonna speak, but at the same time, I wanted, you know what I mean? If you're gonna hear, especially with what I was talking about, it needed to. I've tried to tone down my verbiage at times.
Speaking of Last Rhetoric, I was listening to it, and my top 3 favorite songs are Old Tales, Apple Juice, and Triggered. Out of those 3, which one was the most fun to create?
Oh man, that's like asking which one of my kids is the coolest. I don't know. What I will say, man, I don't know, because if you listen to that album, no 2 songs are the same. You know what I'm saying? It's a testament to who I am with multi-genres and me doing all kinds of different things. That was our whole thing. Was we wanted high-level production with an old school feel without sounding dated. You know what I mean? So Old Tales was like the call out to the boom bap era. You know what I mean? While Apple Juice was like a little past that in that 90s vibe. You know what I mean? Like we wanted you to feel, almost smell the paint on the train. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted you to feel like it was on that street corner looking at the shoes on the you know what I'm saying, on the wires and shit. And Triggered is completely fucking, that was super experimental. I probably say that was, I appreciate when people say they love Triggered because it's got this really soulful country vibe to it. You know what I mean? Like
I
when
love
he
it.
and I that piano, I was like, it's over with. You know what I mean? And like whenever you give me a chance to experiment, I feel right at home. Makes anything, and he's one of the people who I could turn to, who never makes a beat for me. I tell that to producers I work with all the time that I collab with, no matter what genre it is. I make dubstep with artists or whatever. People hit me up and say, I made this beat for you, man. And I'm like, don't make it for me. Make it for you, and I'll adapt to it. So Trigger was fun to do. It was like Triggered probably. I like Old Tales and Apple Juice a lot, but which one was probably more experimental? Triggered for sure.
Okay. Good to know. Because I was sitting there thinking to myself, like, I wonder. But Babz?
I mean, like to start off the regular, I'm just an old soul trick, like, you know.
Let me go.
I'm talking in like a half hour. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. So I guess you
so good. Oh, now I see. I just want to like listen to the album. We could just have a listening party for real for that shit.
Great album.
It's so good. I love it. It's one of my favorites. My kids love it. My daughter's always singing Apple Juice for like a year. She's been singing that song. So the drum and bass. Where am I at here? My bad. Drum and bass. I want to talk more about that. Okay. We'll just say like you kind of stepped on the scene early 2000s. How did it all start? Like I want to know how you met these DJ. Like you really met Goldie, who really is considered like somebody who set the foundation for the genre. Yeah. DJ Craze, the LTJ. I don't know how to say his name. Is it Bookham?
LTJ Bookham.
Okay, yeah. All these people who I've kind of been watching you like work, and I see you with these guys, Andy C. And then I start doing my research for this interview, and I'm like, wow, these are really like the top people in the industry or in the genre. So how did you meet them? How did you get into all
that? I would like to say that every milestone I've ever reached in my career, no, screw that, in life in general, has come from being told I can't. That comes first. That's very important. And to even go there, I would like to take you before that. You know what I'm saying? We started off saying that when did I learn I could spit? Well, one of the only memories I care to have of my biological father is when he picked me up one night and took me to Philly to his old bit. And I don't remember how we got on the subject. A bunch of things happened that day. But I remember saying to him, like, yo, I rap. And he's like, for real? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right, come with me, which was weird. He didn't ask me to rap in that moment. He was like, come with me. And I was like, all right. So we drove across town to South Street. Literally, he drove until, which is wild. He drove around until we found a corner of people rapping. And then he took me out and was like, have at it. And I jumped in his middle of the cypher and like really had a moment, right? So that's when I started like taking things seriously. Like that was like, oh snap, this dude who I don't know and learning like is proud of me of this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I should start taking it seriously. And, you know what I mean? I was still living in Jersey at the time around a completely different demographic of people. So my entire world that was in completely hip hop based, I was also getting influences of rock and roll and house music and all kinds of crazy things that you would catch at these house parties of a wide, a very eclectic range of people, which just, if anything, broadened my verbiage. It extended my vocabulary. It helped me to speak to different crowds of people. I owe that to my mother as well for what I didn't know at the time, because it was such a culture shock coming from Chester to Sicklerville. It's like a wild, those two names don't mean nothing to y'all, but it was like I'm in the hood and now I'm in the woods. So one thing leads to another. I had gone through a lot. I had tried to get into the military. I didn't pass the physical for stupid reasons. And I was pretty much like on my last end, you know what I'm saying? Like I started off great in school, started screwing up and things went terrible. Tried to join the military, put a good time of that into my life, only for that to happen, snatched from under me, and things kind of went left. And I was living on my own. I started doing battles, and I went to get on 103.9 Zulu and the Fam. They used to do a radio show, and every Friday, I think it was, in front of the entire city of Philadelphia, you would battle people on the radio. The first time I got on there, I got booed. And I like telling this story. It's funny now, at the time, but it wasn't like you got booed. Like they were like, so you would literally, I started rapping and about 4 bars in, like you hear a coliseum of boos. Like it's a recorded like Spartan, like boo. And if that wasn't bad enough, they had this fucking Mickey Mouse song that was just like, you know, the joint like dun, 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 dun. Well, it was saying like, you can't rap, you are a whack and see, so don't you ever call here again. Like it was like the most embarrassing moment I've ever had in my entire life, right? Like I was just like on prime time, 9 o'clock Philly like radio, bro. And another, I talk in weaves, no Trump. I talk in weaves. Another thing about that, I take music and comedy as 2 different things, and what I have a lot of comedian friends, and what they'll tell you is getting on stage is different. Your friends will tell you you're funny, but when you get on stage and find out you're not funny, it's a different thing. It's the same with music. You can go to all the house parties you want, and it's real cool because you're the only one there rapping. There might be somebody else rapping, but like, are you dope though? You know what I'm saying? Like, you rap, but are you dope to this dude who's standing next, you know what I mean, playing records, yada, yada, yada. So I took that to heart. And right after I lost that battle, it was right before the summer when that happened. And I literally moved down the shore, Wildwood. You know what I said, Ronnie? I went to Wildwood by myself, not a dime in my pocket, and like devastated. You know what I'm saying? Like all the things that had happened to me, I was just like, man, I can't even, like, what's this? And I was like, nah, we're not doing that. So I went and got a job on the boardwalk, you know what I mean? Hopped on there, doing games, and they gave me a microphone, which was, you know me, I could talk my ass off, so that was fun. But what was important about that is I walked around up and down when I wasn't working, day and night, no sleep. So many people from Philly would come down there all over. If you could drive to Wildwood, that was the spot to go because you could just party there all the time. I would battle everyone in sight. Like if you looked like you was going to rap, I was in the middle of that cipher and I would rap my ass off. And then there was competition that actually happened. And I went in there and I won that. So I had all this new confidence of like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I could do this. So I went back to Philly 103.9 and came back. They remembered me because at the time my name was Armanni, and they made fun of me about the whole Capone thing, which is another reason why I changed my name.
Wait, they made fun of you for what?
Because my name was Capone at the time.
Oh, right.
Capone, but you know me, my arrogance, I was like, Anne. But they had remembered me from the last time.
Okay.
So I went again and I battled on the radio and I won. And for 3 months in a row, nonstop. And I battled a bunch of people who I'm not going to name because everybody gets all whatever. And salute to them. But became Cypher champion. Why is all this relevant to drum and bass? there was a point in time where I was going through a lot, depression, all kinds of things, and I went up to a radio station to battle some dude on Camden County Radio, Camden County College Radio. And when I got there, he didn't show up. Don't know why. Don't even remember his name. But when that happened, I just freestyled with them, just super witty, freestyling for like an hour, right? And as the radio show was winding down, he said, "Yo, I'm gonna play something different. Do you think you can spit over it?" You know, I'm all super arrogant. I'm like, "Hey man, whatever it is, I don't care as long as it's not country. Put it on. I'm gonna rap it. I've been to house parties. I've been rapping over house music. I've been rapping over breaks. I don't care. Like, let's get it. It's music, right? It's rap. Like whatever beat you throw on, I'm gonna kill it." And he threw on drum and bass. First time hearing it in my life. And for those who have listened to drum and bass and you've never heard it before, there's two things that's going to pop in your mind. This sounds crazy and it's way too fast. But there's a groove to it.
Baseline.
You know what I'm saying? You got to follow the baseline. So I rapped for a little bit and it was horrible. It was just like, these can stop the style. I'm going to go and chill it wild. Like none of my normal, you know what I'm saying? Like trying to figure out what's going on. And then after the show was over, he introduced me to a bunch of people. Shout out my man Mason, who has been my brother for 24 years. Mason had me in the car one day. First, he took me to a show and said, "I want you to rap." And this guy named Henry Adu, who used to run a crew called Substitution, said, "He's not ready. He'll never be ready." That was all I needed to hear. And I got in the car, swole, and Mason said, "I want you to take this this red tape. I want you to listen to it and come back to me." And that red tape was DJ SS, who is a absolute legend in the drum and bass scenes that runs Foundation Records. It was also on that. It was a live mix called Something's Jungle that was recorded in Philly at Emerald City, and there were these two MCs rapping over this music. One of them was named MC Foxy. Shout out my brother. And the other person on that was MC Skibbity, God rest the dead.
Right. Okay.
Like, I make this comparison to all my nerd people out there. Whoever watched the show Heroes, I don't know if you remember that show called Heroes. It was like a bunch of kids who one day there was an eclipse and they all got superpowers, right? In that episode, there was a villain who was the strongest of them all. And the reason how he found his powers was that he was a watchmaker. And then one day he learned how the watch was made and basically can bend time and space. And I promise you, in that moment of listening to Foxy and Skippy, who are two contrasting styles over this music I've never heard before, blew my mind. I've been listening to hip hop my whole life. I've never heard anything like this. And it wasn't even about being super. It was about being in the pocket and becoming a new instrument with that. And from that moment on, I was like, I want to do that. Like that's crazy. Because the thing about being a student of hip hop and rapping is, I've made the joke to you guys a million times, everybody in the gang knows, to me, to become a super MC, you have to be Thanos. You have to collect an infinity stone from each part of the universe, from the dope MCs. You have to be a student of the game. You have to learn from the KRS Ones, the Rakims, the Big Indie Kings, the Kendricks, the Eminems, the Andre 3000s, the Royce the 59. All these names mean something. And as you go through life and benefit from being old and studying hip hop and learning flows and timing, and then I have another music which is all about music and the science and the alchemy of it all. I had to pursue it, and I put myself in every possible situation I could put myself in. If there was a party, I was there. Didn't matter where it was, what time of night. And we used to go do shows in the warehouses in God's Basement in North Philly and literally rap for 6 hours straight. You know what I mean? And that became a thing. And some people knew me from the battling, so it was like, oh, that's okay, cool. And That's what my name was, Nostradamus Reign. I was trying to put that on my drum and bass.
I keep
But
laughing.
Armani's been my nickname since high school. So Armani ended up on flyers. It's just Armani because that's what everybody called me. And that's how Armanni Reign came. But I used to get in these situations on a regular basis, and they would just introduce me. I'd get a residency here in Forward. Shout out to Paul, who gave me my first residency at Forward, and met people like Ray Keefe and Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken was like, "Bro, I'm going to take you on the road." Kenny Ken is a legend. His son is a legend, Chrissy Chris. Like these absolute monoliths were at the beginning of drum and bass. And that's where I met like Diesel Boy, and you know what I'm saying, who's a pioneer of the American scene. All these people would come to Philly. It was like Philly, New York, Philly, DC and Baltimore, and Los Angeles were like the drum and bass meccas of the States. And that's important for those who don't know, because drum and bass is a UK originated sound. It's basically their response to our hip hop. They made their own underground thing, and that's what it developed. So for a USMC to even infiltrate that world was fucking unheard of. You know what I'm saying? So I would study Foxy and Skibbity to learn the lingo. It's almost like what's the best way to learn a language? You could sit on Duolingo forever, but you'll learn a lot more if you went to Spain for a week. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like I just completely immersed myself in these worlds, and I was blessed enough to have these absolute titans let me stand on their shoulders. It was never about money or anything. It was a pure respect of the craft. You know what I'm saying? That I learned that culture and then applied my American hip hop style to it. You know? So I met Goldie at Miami Winter Music Conference. He had a show. His MC didn't show up. And funny enough, I was now being represented by that guy, Henry Adu, who originally said that I was never going to be ready. He became my manager. So he started people. And like one thing to another, I did a show. Goldie's like, play the show with Goldie. And I had known who Goldie was, and I was like, I don't know, man. Is he gonna be cool with that? Because I'm never that dude to just hop on somebody's set. People do that shit all the time. I don't understand it. And he was like, nah, we rocked that show, man. He was like, yo, I'm gonna take you on tour with me. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. You ain't doing that. Like, stop lying. You know what I'm saying? He was like, nah, we tour. And it's never been the same since, man. That dude is my absolute brother. I just spoke to him. It's been a whirlwind. Then after the tour, we traveled a lot. Craze is a 6-time DMC world champion. He's a hip hop head, drum and bass head, just like me. Started off with Miami bass. Craze has taken me around the planet 10 times. Like I have 2 passports completely full of stamps. Thanks for that, man. You know what I mean? My first tour ever with him was going to Australia. It was me and Craze. It was the Executioners and the Beatles in Australia. Like, and we traveled everywhere together and built this rapport, and I just met with people and just kept rapping. That's all it ever was. It was never about nothing else. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have been able to push the needle for my country. And through the blood, sweat, and tears, the ups and downs to it all. It's just been a steamrolling thing. I know I've been talking for a minute, but it's important that I give those people their flowers for allowing to try to get mine.
That's amazing.
Yeah, very, very much so.
So cool. Incredible.
Can you tell us more about Skibbity?
Skibbity's difficult to speak about without getting emotional. Skibbity was probably, let me start off by saying, there isn't an MC in this game of drum and bass that hasn't learned from Skibbs. Not one. And if you've met one that says otherwise, I don't know if I respect you. Skibbity was the second coming of Stevie Hyper D, who tragically passed away before me time. Skibba was one of the most beautiful people I've ever met. I've never seen him upset, never seen him mad, nothing. He's one of the people who sat me down in a hotel room one day and said, "You be you." You know what I'm saying? Just do what you do. And he was hated on in the beginning. They said he rapped too much. He said he did whatever. But Skibidi to me was the Rakim of drum and bass. He was the extra instrument. That his flow is like a saxophone, just rapid fire, just like it was just like this super scat, but it was tight. And as he developed more, like the lyrical intricacies that what that went on in his flow were crazy. But you couldn't do anything but stand in awe as he would rock stages. My favorite memory ever was at a winter music conference when it had rained and shut the party down. When they came back on, this man came up like Charlie Chaplin with an umbrella, just like he was the ultimate performer, and it was purely out of love for the music. Skibidi to this day is one of the greatest drum and bass MCs, period, and damn near put him in my top list as a rapper, period. If you can ever look up YouTubes and see some of his boards with MC Bellyman, like it's different. You know what I mean? And you can see where all these other MCs get their style from. I'll tell you that. It's not a secret. So Skibidi was a GOAT, man. And I miss him every day.
Thank you for sharing that with us. Rest in peace to your friend.
Mm-hmm. Wow. All right. I didn't know all that.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I thought he was still living.
No, unfortunately.
That's interesting, Ronnie, that you just asked about him too. Like that wasn't planned or anything. So I don't know.
No, that add to the beauty. He was one of those people like we didn't even know he was sick until it was too late.
Oh, that's the worst.
You never know. He's just too busy making everybody else happy.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Well, I hope that his spirit lives on with us for a long time and we get to know him that way. Cheers to Skibidi.
Cheers to Skibidi.
So Rain, are you independent?
Oh yeah.
Have you always been?
Always. Never been signed to a label. Hard to keep management. Once Henry and I went separate ways. I was part of a group. It was myself and another MC called MC Sharpness, and we were Mental Sharp. We did everything. We did hip hop. We did drum and bass together. Once we went our separate ways with Henry, we experimented with multiple things. We had a hip hop jazz fusion band called The Living Sample until I had to move. I was going through tough times. I just had my first daughter. And even though I was on the road and doing all this, man, you know, having a child is a different bag. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to make some life changes. So I moved down here to Atlanta. But I've never had, the problem is not a problem. The situation was I was too EDM for hip hop and too hip hop for EDM at the time. Now it's like it's EDM, and I'm like, oh, you're finally here, thanks. But like the ideas and the places I wanted to go with the music at the time weren't a regular thing. Mashups didn't come till later. So when I wanted to make albums of these mixed things, I just didn't have. I don't want to put it on anything. It just didn't happen. I'll just put it on me. You know what I'm saying? But everything I've done in my entire career, with the help, obviously, of people like Kevin Gimbel when I was on Circle Agency, which is now UTA, all my residencies with Electronic Daisy Carnival and the work I've done with Insomniac, just all these people that have shown me love. That's not what I'm saying. There were all these people along the way that I had that respect. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't given to me. I had to take it. But never, no one, even when I became more established, my ideas sounded crazy to people. You know what I mean? And even down to the fact of me doing the last Rhetoric album, me even meeting the Alien Gang was reminding people, yo, I rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can dubstep is. I'm having a blast. Don't get it twisted.
To remind people, it's crazy.
And all the dinner trunk bitch and all that. That's cool. But yo, I do this. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what it's always been about. But nah, it ain't. Even now, it's more important that I didn't do that. But I even tell young artists, man, and it's a commercial you've seen a million times. It's a movie you've seen. It's the same season. It ain't about just running out and going to get a label deal. Establish yourself. Come to the table with cards. You know what I'm saying? Like, set yourself up before you go to them. So, I've been independent always.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Armanni, how was it opening up for Jay-Z with Craze?
You did your homework.
I did my homework.
Okay.
It was nutty. Full disclosure, I was there with Craze. It wasn't the other way around, right? So there's a reason why I need to clarify that, and it comes at this part of the story. So Craze and I I think we were in Dubai first. You know what I'm saying? We spent the week in Dubai, and then we had like 3 days in Edinburgh. Love y'all. I didn't mean to make that face, but I had never been to Dubai, and there was a point when we were leaving, we're like, should we stay? So like we went to Edinburgh, and then we had to hurry up and fly to Taipei to play the after party for Jay-Z, right? Because this big Rockefeller tour, Who Kid and all, it was nuts. So literally it was one of those like, I can't wait to land. I'm gonna go shower, chill, and then we're gonna go to this after party. We're gonna go crazy. It's our second time to Taipei. I love Taipei to this day. They're the most beautiful people in the world. We know the owners of the 101 used to treat us like. Now I've been there multiple times. I played 3 years there. Like, it was nuts. New Year's in Taipei is different. There's like fireworks coming out of the windows. I'm like, what? Anyway, so I land, and they're like, you guys ready to play the after party? We're like, yeah. And they're like, so one of the artists dropped out of the concert. Do you guys mind opening up for Jay-Z real quick? We're like,
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, 100%.
Right.
Yeah. No shower, no nothing. Just straight to this literal coliseum of people.
Oh,
and the reason why I said what I said is because for those who don't know how good Craze is, I can't listen to 98% of DJ Scratch. There are beautiful people who I love, who I hear on the radio when they start scratching. That dude is the GOAT, the GOAT. And everybody knows he's the GOAT, so it's not even a thing. Mm-hmm. We get on stage, and Craze is literally like scratching behind the back and doing backflips and juggling fire. Like, not really, but he's killing it. And the entire time he's doing that on the Jumbotrons is me. Like, bro, I'm just posted. Like, I'm not. Do you see this man juggling babies while spinning on his head? Like, what do you? No. So, but he killed it. We had a good time. You know what I'm saying? And Hove went on, absolutely crushed the place. Then we went to the after party. Everybody was talking to me like I was Jay-Z's brother, and I'm like, that's not.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm I'm part of Rockefeller, whatever.
Come on, yeah. Did you act like you were?
No, a little bit, but not, you know what I mean? Not like phony. Just like, all right, like you don't speak English. I'm not gonna argue. I'll be wasting my time. We're all having a good time. It's great.
Shout out to Taipei. That was it.
Love that place.
Okay.
Food's fantastic. It's great. It's good. Not a bad memory.
Interesting. Okay. Super cool. I didn't even know about that, man.
Oh man, one day I'm gonna write a book.
Thank you for telling us about it. It's a wild story.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Ronnie Anne.
Absolutely.
I've had some very beautiful journeys with some very beautiful people. Like I said, traveling with the Executioners, for those who don't know, that's when I met Grandmaster Rock Rita, who was the most beautiful soul as well. God bless his soul. Same bird. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's funny. I met more people outside of the States. I met people from my own city, Questlove, Cash, but like, bro, Public Enemy. I'm really good friends with DJ Low. I met all these people on the road. I've been very, very, very blessed to have done what I did, and I owe a lot of that to drum and bass.
Amazing. God.
I just want to say, sorry, Babs. When you said my words play, I threw my phone, just sliding that in there. Oh, Paul.
Pause.
My words play, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
These comments, my bad, y'all.
What'd you say, Armanni?
Yeah, I was checking the comments. How y'all doing? Y'all?
Yeah, how you guys doing in the comments? I never forget about you.
Hi, everybody.
I've been thinking about you guys this whole time. Just really missing y'all. What up? How's everybody feeling? Okay. So not geez. I mean, sheesh. Okay.
The mob.
That's so much.
It's the mob.
I just want to do some quick shout outs to the projects that you've just worked on, the singles kind of that you've released the past few years. I mean, if you keep going back, it looks like you've never stopped working for real. You've got songs released in like every year, every decade. No, I'm just kidding.
I've been around for a while. I'm cool with it. I'm glad I made it this far, but I'm glad I reached this age, and I hope to continue that, man, for sure.
Well, there's so much music for fans to check out. I love what you're doing with your most recent singles and your artwork, like Dreams, produced by Ratman Ron. Super dope track. Anomaly, you said you were high while watching Amelie. Honestly, like, that's crazy, but I love it. Calculated Wins with City the Great, Rap God Zan, produced by Helix, right?
Yes, my man Sean Helix. Actually makes music for video games, man. He's a good dude.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I'm going to get into asking about that. I want to know more about the video game thing for sure. Hennessy and Lemon, great song. I can't listen to it anymore. I'm sorry. I took it a little too literal. I played it so many times, and I just kept drinking Hennessy like the whole time. And I think it was like the night it dropped. Yeah,
man.
Hennessy and lemonade,
little drop of honey.
Yeah, spinning. Got my mind spinning.
Yeah.
Too much, literally. And so I can't really listen to that song anymore. Sorry, but Action 1418, all amazing. But yeah, like the video game thing, let's talk about that. You've done projects for big video games like Borderlands. You've done TV sports commercials and stuff like that too. How do you even get into that?
Drum bass. Like everything. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, like, for as much shit that I got doing drum and bass, like, you gotta understand, I lost 75% of my hip hop friends when I started doing drum and bass. I took them to a party. They're like, I don't understand what's going on. It's too fast. Like, it's actually slower than regular hip hop, but whatever. So it started with, shout out my man Nate, Atlantic Connection, who I've been friends with since the beginning, who owned a record company called West Bay. And we did a bunch of projects together. It's not like I was signed to his label, but anybody that represented me, I represented them. So I would say, you know, like the Gasm crew, you know what I'm saying, is tatted on my arm. West Bay, I was a part of Tech Dogs. Anyway, Nate had West Bay, and he was doing music for commercials like early Netflix, you know what I'm saying, MTV, things of that nature. So we did a bunch of placements just by making music, you know what I mean? And that was kind of my first taste into the sync world way back. We did shows for MTV Garage Down South by Southwest, like, built these relationships.
Yeah.
So my drum and bass career is going on, and there was a duo called Lodestar, one of my favorite drum and bass duos ever. And one of them's name was Lomax, Nick Hill. And Nick Hill hit me up one day because we just super cool like that. But he hit me out the blue and was like, "Yo, I got this thing for this video game. I want to know if you'll rap it for me." And I was like, "Yeah, obviously." Like, you know what I'm saying? So he sent me the tune, and it was him rapping the lyrics as a reference track. And
Wow.
it was for a game called Agents of Mayhem, which was made by Volition, who made Saints Row. Now, some of y'all have no idea what I'm talking about. The rest of you gamers know exactly what I'm talking about. Saints Row was basically the main competitor to Grand Theft Auto. What makes this important and why I'm saying it in this way is because I am a huge video game nerd. Unapologetically, I don't give a shit what anyone thinks about it. We're now in a realm where everyone's cool with it, but like, whatever. That nerdism of me being into gaming as big as I am, like, I will argue that Just Blaze ain't got shit on me when it comes to video games. Anyway, so
Damn.
because
I'm learning all kinds of things.
I'm talking like I watch podcasts, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I know the business of video games because I'm so involved with the companies and creators, and like I know names of, you know what I'm saying? Like it's an art to me. It always has been since I was a little kid. You know what I mean? We all wanted to be in that X-Men danger room. We all wanted to have that deck on
It's a
Star.
huge industry. It's the biggest industry, like bigger than the porn.
Yeah,
And
it's a multi-billion-dollar industry now. It's bigger than movies.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to happen. Interactive entertainment. So anyway, my knowledge of that and knowing that Volition made Saints Row, I said, "Hey, do you mind if I rewrite these lyrics?" They were cool. I wouldn't say them. I love you, Nick. But what I did was I rewrote the whole song and left little Easter eggs that were call outs to Saints Row. You know how we do. It's always about the entendres, right? But the writing sync music was making things sound simple and catchy, but the MC in me has to be creative with the pen as well. So I rewrote the song for them and they loved it. It's my first working with a company called Feel for Music. Shout out Ben and Glenn. They are a multi-award winning sync company who I can't speak enough highly about.
Who?
Super dope.
Who are they?
Feel for Music. The funny part about it is not only Feel for Music. Not only is Nick Hill a fantastic drum and bass producer, everyone in the company along the lines of some way was a drum and bass MC or a DJ at some point in time. It was in the UK. And they're all dope in their own right. So we started working on a couple things. I did another one for this mobile game, you know what I'm saying? And then the big one came because Agents of Mayhem turned out to not be a great game, but the music was great. Just Cause 4. And when Just Cause 4 hit, they asked us to do one song. And I'm a huge Just Cause 4 fan, so I was like, yeah, I got this. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So we made one song, and we sent it to Square Enix, and they loved it. And they were like, can you do another one? And just like last Reddit, 1 became 2, 2 became 4, 4 became, next thing you know, we're doing an official soundtrack for the entire thing. And the budget spent on that marketing alone was literally predicated around all the music that we made. They invited me out to E3, like all kinds of stuff. So the ball just started rolling more, and that went crazy. We started doing stuff for Ghost Recon, and then I've been had a good such rapport with them and trust with them that no matter what style of music they throw my way, which is helps that I do hip hop, drum, bass, dubstep, trap, house, like it doesn't matter. Rock and roll. I've got punk tunes out there that no one's ever heard. Some of you while we was fucking around, but
yeah, maybe stumbled upon a couple. But yeah,
the ability to adapt, you know what I'm saying, and be versatile help me navigate that world. So I do a bunch of library music now as well. Like we just record tunes and just send them in for libraries for Netflix or ESPN to grab. And I'm basically trying
Not like an actual
Not
library.
trying. I've been doing that well, and I'm trying. This is the part that's trying. I'm trying to give other MCs like in the gang, which is what's beautiful about the gang, because we're all different. We're all creative. We're all. I've heard such beautiful creation and varied creation from all the MCs who are around, from the rap guys to the Kid Vicious to the Ron Jace, like the potential and Jet Suede and the things graph you guys that like you could totally do this, and we could create a network where we can all shine through it too. So yeah, all my connections came through drum and bass, and
Just like a flat.
been rolling. It's just everything's connected. It's just nothing I do is a straight line to anything. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've been blessed to do that as well. I've got some new stuff on the way too. I'm very excited about talking about it because of NDAs and blah blah blah.
Okay.
My goodness, right. Okay, so I got a personal question. Why didn't you name the song Aware, Sorry, and the song Tools? Why didn't you name it Switch? Mm-hmm.
Good question. I have an answer. It wasn't like, I don't know why. Again, let's start with Aware. Two things about the Sorry is if you listen to it properly, it sounds like I'm apologizing, but it's very sarcastic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why I said at the end, like I'm walking unprepared. Like I've been through some shit. Like I'm cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I apologize if I made you feel this way. I truly didn't. I was on my own personal journey. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if everything that I went through scared my mother. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? If all y'all talking shit, thinking I'm walking around unprepared, yeah, I'm sorry. You know, you know? It comes with self-awareness. So a lot of times I try to make sure my title is about what the song's about, not necessarily what's in the book. And that's why Tools is called Tools instead of Switch, because the switch is triple entendre, but having the tool you can add in that capacity and stuff.
I love that.
Even though I ended all that vocabulary with N stuff.
Right.
How cold is it? Just depends on what you're in for.
That was a fun record.
Really? Oh my gosh. We should play it. We should play something.
Sure, I can play that.
Oh, okay. Please, sir.
Which one?
Play your own music. Get up here. Play your fucking music. Run this shit. Sorry.
Which one did you want to hear?
Ooh, that's a hard one. That's a hard one.
I want to listen to the whole album together. For real.
Obviously not doing that.
Surprise me.
Pick something.
Tools, I was gonna say, for real.
You know what? One of my favorite songs that I'm actually probably gonna do a video for.
Play that one.
Even after all this, because I want to kind of revive that album a little bit, is Mad Boy.
Oh, Mad. Okay, play that one.
So, a little bit about this tune. Mad Boy is probably one of the most like, this is what I want to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to if you'd have asked me 10 years ago what my purpose in life was, I don't know if I would have been able to answer you. Going through this album, I wanted to be the nexus. I want to be connection from one person to the other by understanding that no matter what you go through, you can overcome that. You know what I'm saying? So like at the height of my career, I'm talking while I was doing all the cool shit we was just talking about, I was horrendously depressed, like bad. And it comes for anyone. It doesn't care what you do, who you are, race, color, creed, status, nothing that matters. If you feel broken, it will attack that. And this song, very much like To The Few, this song is almost like my response to The Few, the first verse of To The Few, like coming out of that. So Mad Boy was very much a reflection of my journey from childhood. So to now. So,
Ronnie Anne had that on her story today for me.
Yeah, this beat to me, this is also another thing as far as Nick is concerned on why Nick is different. Because there's this thing about electronic producers too. They just come up with sounds that I'm just like, I don't even know where you like what cauldron, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Their whole thing is to make sounds you've never heard of before. So this the hip hop, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy to me. Let me know if you can hear it. Right. This is called Mad Boy, produced by my man Bro Safari, last Rhetoric album.
What happened? There's something happening. I can't hear anything. Is it just me? What? I can't. Hi. Okay, wait, I can't hear it either. I'm so glad it's not just me. Yo, wait, hold on.
You got me over here dancing by myself.
Oh man, no, I was still dancing with you, even though I couldn't hear the music. I've never.
That's crazy.
Anybody out there?
Let me see if I got it in my joint. That's funny as hell.
I ain't never leaving nobody alone.
All the way to the verse. All right, here we go.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
I was, you know what I mean? Oh man. Salute. Sheesh. Why you mad when I down fear? Ops mad that I'm out here. Ex mad that I'm happier. Bitch bad but I'm nastier. Bad money and I'm out there. Seafood with the bag clear. 20 years later and I'm free of nicotine. I'm a different kind of fiend. I was smoking for the past shit. Why you mad when I'm down fear? Ops mad that I'm out here. Ex mad that I'm happier. Bitch bad but I'm nastier. Bad money and I'm out there. Seafood at the bag clear. 20 years later, I'm free of nicotine. I'm a different kind of fiend, ain't no clout there. Look, no longer suicidal, hell, I'm twitching cause I'm anxious. Oh, you think I'm weak cause I'm talking all this pain shit. You don't see the deity in me, then please remain. 13 souls, we don't walk the same terrain, shit. Dangerous. Now, half of y'all got the game twisted. We ain't even on the same list. Gang shit. Look, you just trying to eat, well, I'm just trying to feed when I pull up to the banquet. Changes for the better, all of a sudden now we strangers. Draw the true colors, doesn't matter how you paint shit. Married to the game like a burying arrangements. Hitting talking still at different ranges, yeah. I don't do the blame shit, broken down be lame shit. I just aim higher than the flames get. Money or the fame, lucky if you get the claim, which shows you who was who with the remainders. They know how the rain gets, yeah. Why you mad when I down fear? Ops mad that I'm out here. Ex mad that I'm happier. Bitch bad but I'm nastier. Bad money and I'm out there. Seafood at the bag clear. 20 years later and I'm free of nicotine. I'm a different kind of fiend. I've been smoking for the past year. Why you mad when I'm down fear? I'm mad that I'm out here. Ex mad that I'm happier. Bitch bad but I'm nastier. Bad money and I'm out there. Seafood at the bag clear. 20 years later I'm free of nicotine. I'm a different kind of fiend. Ain't no clout there. I'm balancing the line between comedy and tragedy. Something in the grab fire made I haven't mastered fully. Life has been a hallway in the school and trying to pass a bully. One day running out of fucks, you knuckle up and have to be half the reason you feel the gravity in others. And the passion they pursue starts to more perspective gradually. That's sympathy. That's why I show the work of any math I see. Eventually, I start to understand why you were sent to me. Every single bar's been a bleeding from my ink pen. What is on the surface, something different when it sinks in. Take a deeper dive before you drown in a distinction. Still waters mirror any LinkedIn, yeah. We've been on the brink
sense. Everything you blink to. Started handed ignorant, they pink slips. Family and friends, I appreciate the moments that we think stitch. All cut from a different school shit, yeah. Why you mad when I doubt fear? Ops mad that I'm out here. Ex mad that I'm happier. Bitch bad, but I'm nastier. Bad money and I'm out there. Seafood with the back clear. 20 years later and I'm free of nicotine. I'm a different kind of fiend. I've been smoking for the past year. Why you mad when I'm down fear? Ops mad that I'm out here. Ex mad that I'm happier. Bitch bad, but I'm nastier. Bad money and I'm out there. Seafood at the back clear. 20 years later, I'm free of nicotine. I'm a different kind of fiend. Ain't no clout there. Salute, man. If y'all like
That's
that,
what
man,
the hell I'm talking about.
please go check it out. Last Rhetoric. The album's called Hotels. You know what I mean? The album means a lot to me. And
Body of work.
I mean, it's for your kids, right? It's for my kids. 2020 was, for as many as we lived through, one of the wildest years.
Every song,
Fire, flame, spitter. My goodness. Love that song.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have a question.
Now Babz is muted. See?
Babz, you're muted. I didn't even notice.
Well, I didn't notice either. I can still hear me.
Shout out, appreciate you, bro.
What was your question, Ronnie?
If you had to choose a crowd to perform for, would it be the drum and bass crowd or the hip hop crowd?
Ooh. Huh.
Why do I gotta choose?
Right? Like, let's just all get together.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite? You know, people have favorites. Like, people like things more than the other. Or do you like them equally? So it would be like equal.
Yeah, I'm a performer, so like I couldn't possibly choose. That's like choosing my. I don't even know what to compare that to.
I'm a two-girl singer, so like, there's definitely different audiences.
They're two completely different things. For those who haven't come out to a drum bass show, I encourage you to do so. When drum and bass shows are the music comes first, and hip hop shows is about me and my lyrics, or whoever I'm with in our lyrics. They're two completely different. They're the yin and yang of my musical world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Makes sense.
I couldn't possibly. There's a different thing with drum and bass.
Right. Yeah.
Before you even before we do anything like break down the science of it and the mathematics that go into it, it's about fitting your lyrics in there. It's not about just going up in there and rapping all the time. Like Skibba could do that, and I can do it too, but not as much anymore. The shows are they're different, and it even depends on the DJ you're working with. Like LTJ Bookham is a very soulful, jazzy, intellectual, you know what I'm saying, like super grooves. While if I get on stage with Andy, it's like double drops of the craziest sound, you know what I'm saying? And then Goldie's doing like some proper futuristic industrial stuff. Like it's a different thing, you know what I'm saying? And I just encourage you to come out to those shows, no matter who I'm playing with, and enjoy it. Like Zan knows. Zan,
right?
I don't know if he's in the chat or not. I just pointed like he's obviously there.
Obviously.
Hey man, like welcome to my world. Like this is.
Yeah, he came out to a show. Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
you know what I mean, that was with Chase and Status, who's one of the biggest drum and bass artists out right now. Well, they've been that huge forever, but it's just a different thing. But hip hop, that's my like I'm talking my soul. You know what I'm saying? But even at a drum bass show, I'm giving you my hip hop. But it's like it's not about just the music there. It's about me. So I couldn't choose. No.
Okay. Understood. I totally understand where you're coming from. It's a hard question.
More hip hop than that because it's, you know what I'm saying? It's my voice. It's what I want to say.
Okay.
Do any of those DMB shows, those big shows that you headline and stuff, are any of them like for giving back, charities, nonprofits,
Oh, yeah,
like
I've done
raising
charity
money,
shows.
like the Jungle
Not
Bells?
all the time. We've done them. We have some shows that donate as well. We've done straight charity shows. I do that. I've done that
I've been
hip hop.
wondering.
Yeah, for sure. Not all of them, but also these shows, any performance you do, appreciate it for what it is. Because as much as the festivals are amazing, and what I'm about to say is not downplaying it in any shape, form, or fashion. It's fascinating what we've come to the world. I remember EDC when it was in a room, and then it was in a Coliseum, and now it's Vegas. Like all of it, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, it's nuts. It's just like you walk in there, and it's like it's 3 days of musical Disney World. Like I don't know how to explain it unless you've been there to any of these festivals. But also, I love walking into a room with 500 people. You know what I'm saying? Like I played St. Petersburg for World of Drum and Bass, and I walked into a stadium of 80,000 people going absolutely bananas while I rapped on top of a Red Bull Hummer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was nuts. You know what was equally as cool? Walking into the music room one night for 4 hours with 300 people in there because it was this personal, intimate vibe with no light, no nothing, just smoke and people vibing. You know what I'm saying? So like it's it's performing in any facet is everything to me. Performing when I used to do living sample, playing with a live band is different than playing with a DJ. Like it's more organic. So many levels to these things. And so I can't wait till we start pushing this Alien Gang music that we have coming and the ideas that, you know, we've all been talking about of what that would look like. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all those people, people that help create that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like it's yeah. Sorry, I was on
Alien Gang.
Oh, you're fine. Okay. Do you think white rappers are guests in hip hop, and why or why not?
Gee, what the hell kind of pivot?
I'm just here for it.
The two, I think, no. Yeah, I mean, so the law of the land, yes. I think the question is a little more complex than that. I think we have to start with, has Black music been taken from us on a regular basis? If that's the kind of conversation you have, that's a whole nother podcast. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I stand on the ground with KRS-One. If you dope, you dope. And I don't want to get into the other thing. Now, if you come here and you take from the culture,
right,
and then go off on some shit because you were impure about it, then I don't care what color you are. You know what I'm saying? So I don't ever think about that because all I care about is if you fire. Do you respect the culture? I can't turn around and tell Eminem he's a guest. He'll tell you he's a guest, but he has every right to walk in this house and redecorate if he fucking wants to because he's earned that. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, but if you trash, you trash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
It don't matter. You're right.
Enough creativity out here for everybody, man. I don't get into all that for sure. For real. Like, there's people out there who will not give him his flowers just because he's white. Like, what sense does that make? That ain't cool. Not to
Yeah, that's
me.
not cool.
Too many people, bro. I didn't travel this entire planet. I just told y'all that. You know how
Mhm.
many instead of spending money on defense funds, if you can pay for every student when they get out of college to go spend a month in another country, this world would be completely different. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot of things from traveling this planet. I walked in the streets of France where they were like, hey, I didn't know you Americans were like this. I was like, I didn't know you French people. Like, it's different, bro.
Mhm.
Like, when I go to
You
Portugal,
have the preconceived notion about people.
yeah, like Taiwan, Bulgaria. Like I went to Bulgaria by my goddamn self, bro. Walked the streets in the snow, like Call of Duty looking, man, and I had the best time. Like knock on the door, they slide the thing open, you go into a club that's push as hell. Like I've met people from all across this world. I will never judge anything. My children are biracial. Like I love everybody, man. If you dope as a person, you dope. We ain't doing that.
I love your answer, Rain. I love your answer.
But
yes, I agree.
at the same time, the stealing
Yeah.
of the culture, that's like I said, that's a whole different, you know what I mean?
Yes. Babz.
What? Oh, my bad.
Babsy.
You gotta cut me off, or I'll just,
Where we at with them? I just wanted to know, because fans can see you giving back throughout the whole year. Like if fans are following you, you post on your stories, you're giving back to the community, like doing, involved, being a role model like that. I just kind of let us know what you do throughout the year to give back to the community, specifically like the youth.
I'm working on some things. I've done multiple things. I've gone up to Pennsylvania, North Pennsylvania, Dallas. I've attended schools there that are schools for troubled youth and spoke to them while they built something called the Spartan Program. I did a theme song for them, and then I went up there and talked about my journey. I've linked up with people in different organizations at different points. I've done fundraisers for DKMS because my brother had cancer at one point in time and beat it, and that saved his life. I tried to, even shows I've done or thrown, my whole thing is get the DJs paid. I don't care if you opened up or you're the headliner, and what can we do to give a small percentage to something. Now that I've moved my merch to eco-friendly, there's probably going to be a lot where I'm starting to put a percentage back into that. I buy products. I'm not going to do that. Like, well, I borrowed consciously. Like, I'm not. I'm not doing that. But I try my best, and I have plans. Not when I hang this up, but that's what all this is for: is to put me in position so that I can help the people that struggled like I did. Like, I'm big on youth. I believe it sounds so cliche.
No, but
we're the children of the future. But I feel I've said this publicly with all the turmoil that's happening in the world. And if you want my deep dive into what's wrong with society, is a lot. But for as much as I watch these children before struggle to open a can opener, they are the most empathetic, human beings I've ever seen. They're all very involved and understanding of each other. Obviously, not all of them. There's that section that is just trickle down effects of bigotry and closed-mindedness, but for the most part, they really are promising, and I hope we don't ruin it in the process. But I have plans, and I've been working on some things behind closed doors. Interesting you asked me.
I'm super interested in hearing more about that, because that's a lot of what I do and what I've done in the past. I've always worked with kids and giving back and volunteering. And do you feel like how did that happen? Where do you credit your leadership mentality and to be a good role model? Did you was there a certain time in your life you chose that path, or do you think you just came about it naturally?
That word role model is tricky. I don't know about role model.
Well, I can.
I will say this in the most honest way I can do it. And it's not just children. I've spoken to some of you guys behind closed doors. My
That's
whole thing is I want you to learn from my mistakes. It's as after school special as it sounds, you know, and I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, detrimental. And I learned from them. I'm still here. And if when you hear it in some of my music, that's the difference between me making EDM and me making hip hop. When I make EDM, I make the song for the producer or whatever that feel good vibe is. If you listen to 75% of my hip hop, it's very personal. You know what I mean? I don't hold anything back. I'm not afraid to talk about it. I couldn't care less. Like I want. There was a thing 2 times that I speak of. One time at a very early stage in my career, that first person that came to me and said, "Bro, I heard what you were saying and it helped me through some shit." And then after I did the first Society of Numbers project, I had a friend who I had been friends with for a very long time, who I hadn't seen in a decade. And she came up to me and said, "I listened to that and it pulled me out of an addiction." And
wow.
I care more about that than any of this shit. Like, so yeah, it's not being a role model. It's being.
Got the chills. Jeez.
It's never about being a role model. It's about being a reflection. I am you. We are. I used to joke to somebody who wanted to manage me. I was like, I never wanted. Yeah, we want the money and the riches. The money's a side effect to the hustle. You know what I'm saying? To the grind. But at the end of the day, I want to speak to the common folk. When we have conversations about politics, I don't want to do it from a podium. I want to do it from a let's have a normal conversation. When I talk about trauma, when I talk about child abuse, I want to talk to you like a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like let me pull stats and tell you what no. Go to a therapist for that. There are people more trained to help you with that. But if you can be the ear, if I can be the music that saved me when I was in that position, I can die happy.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
You just do it like as a human. You feel like it's just kind of I mean, we're alien gang, obviously, but just a responsibility of almost everybody. Should be.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing if you can't make the person next to you? Why are you never? It's difficult. This life is difficult. Okay,
it's very difficult.
Is your own. I have a saying I wrote a very long time. The most dangerous thing in the world is when the rock tried to be a sponge. You know, it's like if we can't understand that empathy is the most powerful thing in the world, something's wrong. And that's the part we all got to get to. So just understand the person next to you probably isn't talking about what they're going through. And if you can relate to them or they can relate to you in some kind of way, navigate that to say, yo, we all been through some fucked up shit, you know? Like, let's just figure it out. And we good.
For real. Okay, so I just got like a quick question because you said you're a father to daughters. So am I. I have teenage daughters. And this has just been on my mind lately. What do you think about female artists using their bodies to get further ahead in life? Do you think that it's necessary? Do you see it changing?
Necessary? No.
Do you hope it changes? Necessary, not necessary. I agree. Thank you.
Is it necessary? No. It's not any form of fashion. But here's the thing. What we're not going to, not saying you are, what I don't like people doing and what I try not to do is become the finger waver, because at any point in time that I put on what we used to listen to in the car while my kids are in the car, I'm like, oh, we just as bad. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know, right?
the difference is now we have the internet and social media, and the whole propping these things up is just bigger than it was. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's worse because that's the game. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is like, I'm not here to teach my kids the game. I'm here to teach you that. Like when you come to a show, I want you to be in the crowd. I want you to see what's behind the glitz and glamour. I don't know what the stage looks like when I'm facing that way. See the real part of it. You know what I mean? Like people, everything's great. Like, yeah, but I hop in flights and doing this and making sure and grinding and still paying rent. Like, you know what I'm saying? The game is still the game, but people
game, exactly.
Other things like, and they use it because the money, and I get it. Hey, if society wasn't there to accept it, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Good answer, though. I agree.
There's plenty of
part of the game.
Females out there who don't do none of that.
Right.
Fire.
It's a lot of pressure, you know.
I just heard Rain and Simone today. Like, what? Like,
ooh.
She bury a lot of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's whatever you want to tune into, whatever your algorithm takes you. And I'm not just talking about the computer.
I agree.
One is where you're gonna go. I'm not doing none of that shit. Salute to them. Good luck.
Game. Sometimes you feel like playing.
The dudes ain't no.
You don't
better.
have to though. You definitely don't have to. Yeah.
What's the difference of them shaking their asses and homie talking about it, you shooting everybody? It's the same shit.
So let's just switch gears yet again and pivot. I don't think you answered this yet. We've been kind of talking about Alien Gang a little bit, but let's get into it. How did you meet Kid Vicious and start working with the aliens?
So Vish was on Royce's Live, and I wanted to be on Royce's Live, so I illegally got Vish's number, and I called him every day and begged him to be my friend. And I was like, please be my friend.
We gotta cut the interview.
And I would like leave long messages in his DMs, like of just me rapping and shit. Until he finally was like, bro, will you leave me the fuck alone if you and I was like, thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? And I've been, you know what I'm saying? It's just keeping it a beam. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then City came along and I was like, yo, you cool. And basically they've all just, you know what I'm saying? They keep me to the side a lot. Like they get on air and act like I'm cool, which I love them for.
No, they don't.
I paid Vicious a lot of money to, you know what I'm saying?
Nobody acts like you're cool.
I just need, you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Look, man, I'm gonna keep it a stack. I told y'all what it was. I've said it multiple times. I am a Royce the 5'9" super fan. Like, not weird, but like I don't follow him and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where he lives, but so I had just got done the album, and I was like, he started doing the monsters, and I was like, this is dope. So I was like, I gotta promote the album. I'm gonna go up there and rap. Cool. So like, this is what makes the funk still funny. I would get on the monsters after everything I've been doing. I would be on the monsters in the comments like, pick me. You know, that I thought one day, yo, if any of my people see me doing this, they're gonna be like, bro, what are you doing? You know so,
oh no!
But I was like, I want to rap. And I did.
Fuck it.
I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, whatever. Anyway, one day Vish was like on the live, he was like, yo, anybody that wants to come to my live afterwards and shit and rap just so I get to know you. And to me, that was like, oh, you screening people. Cool. So I'm going to pull up on the live and do what it do. So I pulled up on the live. It was him and Devious. And he was like, yo, you rap? And I'm like, yeah. He was like, you want to do a little tournament against this dude real quick? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, cool. So I won that. And when I was done, he was like, cool, you're on to round 2. And I was like, wait, hold on. What round 2? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. So we did the tournament. But long story less long, doing that, everybody in the gang started off with one thing: can you rap?
Mm-hmm.
And when you get people I compared everything we were doing to a feeling I haven't felt in a long time. That feeling when my dad put me on the corner on South Street rapping with a bunch of other people.
I've been there.
That's what the gang is to me. Is a bunch of super dope MCs. I feel like I'm 25 again in the crib, on herb and just recording over a karaoke tape to fucking be like, I get that feeling again that I haven't felt with a while. Not for any other reason than I'm busy. I was rocking with my man Sharpness for the longest time, and that stopped. Then I was doing shows. There was no more we doing ciphers behind the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just rapping for me, being an artist. You know what I mean? And for the first time, I was around a bunch of super talented MCs who give me a run for my money on any Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, they pushed me to be better. And we just built this camaraderie. We were on the live every day, just talking about being a man, like going through fatherhood and growing up and what that means and financial burdens, like real things. Meanwhile, these cats are spitting the fire. So it all became natural, and we were all moving in one direction since the beginning. And all of them, like City the Great, Rap God, Jace, Jetsway, One, for fuck's sakes, like and Vish, bro. Me and Vish talk all the time about life shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's gang, bro. And for everybody that wants to talk, you jumping and doing this, bro, it's still sheesh mob forever. But now my part of my sheesh mob is part of the gang, and that's what it is. And you know what I mean? I love those dudes. Like, I am a better man today because I have met all of them, and that's a fact. And y'all too. I'm not even mean to leave the ladies out. That wasn't
like trying not to cry for real.
Right.
Like,
really, they know what it is, man. I'm a complex individual. I'm not easy to work with all the time. You know, but we all got our quirks, you know what I'm saying? Everyone laughs silently or whatever you're thinking about, but you know what I'm saying? We've all got our things, which is a bunch of dope extraterrestrial people. What it means to be an alien. You know what I mean? Like, before I met them speaking about aliens, the Andre 3000s, the people who think differently. You know what I mean? Who, like, that's who we are. Like, that it's not about, let me sit in this box. Like, you know what I mean? Nah, man, it's more special than that. Yeah. And, you know, I ride for them to the end. Fact.
Well, you were the first person that I ever battled against, so.
I almost lost.
So, man, I definitely
would say I lost.
I don't even know where the fuck I came from for real, but that's fine.
Hey, you here?
I feel everything that you just said in my soul, so
yeah, y'all know
I'm in the right place.
For sure. I'm proud of it. I can't wait to show y'all what we doing. I don't even really like how anybody feels about it. I'm excited to release it because it means something to us.
I'm excited.
That's how excited I am. Like, I want to break something. I can't. Oh, that just sounds.
Maybe out like July, possibly.
What? Whatever. Stop. You're playing with me. Okay, not funny. Not funny. Good one. Almost.
How about January?
Work on your material there. So.
You ain't doing that to me, Ronnie. I hear you trying to slip that shit in.
Yeah, Ronnie, very nice.
It's good journalism. Hey, you catching up?
Yeah,
nah, you ain't doing that.
Fine.
When
it was
soon.
Okay.
Shoot. You know what? I just want to know. I don't know if you kind of answered this in so many different ways, but maybe you can sum it up a little bit. In your own words, like, what is your definition of hip hop? What does it mean to you? What is it in your life?
Hip hop is the move. It's never changed. I think that's the problem is people started to get away from what it meant. That's a whole nother story. Hip hop for me is I've said it many times and I'm never going to waver from it. It's my therapy. It's my outlet. It's some of the greatest minds that I've ever witnessed used it as an outlet. And now it's not even just the rhymes, everything they do for the community, the culture, what they did for us as a people. You know what I'm saying? We make shit cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no part of existence that isn't affected by it at this point. You know what I mean? We live, breathe, bleed this shit. You know, it. I don't know if I can give it one thing to define it. It's everything.
50 years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 17 years old, and it's been a thing for me since the beginning.
What the fuck? That's so weird.
You have to understand what comes with old age. I've seen a lot. I've seen the KRS ones. I performed with KRS One. I've seen the Do the Right Thing, Peace in the Streets movement. That's a bad thing you don't understand. Gangster rap, the hyphy movement, crunk. I've seen it all. There's literally not a facet of my life that doesn't have that in it. So
Right.
what is hip hop to me? Hip hop is life, not to sound like Ted Lasso, but it really is.
It really has been.
It's saved my life. Music, period, has saved my life. And at the core of that is hip hop.
Beautiful. Okay.
Nice. Ronnie,
Yeah.
anything else?
One more thing on my end. I gotta know this. This shit just doesn't start with me rapping. I came from a large line of truth speakers and got in the booth seeking the roots of my demons. Where was your mindset when you wrote Sidearm?
It's a heavy record. That always starts with moms. Moms don't hold her tongue from nobody. She does a lot. She speaks the truth to power. My mother was president of the 100 Women of Mecca here in Atlanta. Black Women of Mecca. She was one of the strongest individuals I knew. No. This is a woman who lived in the hood. We weren't poor. We weren't wealthy in any shape, form, or fashion. We didn't have all the things because mother did everything for everybody without question, thought, hesitation. I had nieces and nephews that lived with us for the longest. If you needed something from my mother, she helped you. She worked her behind off to take us out of the hood. They make that joke like you move into a wealthy neighborhood to show how wealthy you ain't. You know what I mean? Like, you know, yeah. She wanted us to get a better education. She did nothing but push for the people. You know what I'm saying? Not just like everyone loved her. Everyone called her Aunt P. You know what I'm saying? Auntie Paula. It starts there. My grandfather, God rest his soul, same. You know, used to be a dude from the streets who grew up to be one of the most revered deacons of our church at the time when I went. He's a piece of me forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I probably learned more from that man than any person on the planet. I just come from a long line of people who like were in some shit and worked their way out of it with a smile at that. You know? So there's a number of those people. I could go down the list. We'd be here forever. But a lot of it is the part that's about my demons. There's a little guilt in that sometimes. you try to show people these demons, and you reflect on how you were strong enough to make out of it. Why were you in that situation in the first place? But power, you know what I mean? That's knowledge, it's information, you know what I mean, that I use to give to other people.
Beautiful. Understood.
Things to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't change the world.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to your moms. She sounds like a woman.
She sounds like my mom. Like, you're very relatable.
Oh, so my siblings, man, we're all super tight. Sunday dinners and
Yes.
Nice to hear.
Same. So relatable. Don't get me started on the Sunday dinners.
Hey. The thing, man, you had to get back to it. We all moved down here to Atlanta for mine, man. Like everybody's here now. It's just my sister,
you all did. I thought you were inviting us down. What?
Yeah, come through. Yeah, my mom party more than I do. Yeah, our Christmas parties ain't no joke. Christmas.
Okay, we'll be there, Ronnie and Ronnie and
I'm catching the next plane out.
Where you think I got my mac and cheese from, man? Come on.
Ooh, the mac and cheese.
Food different out here.
Okay, let's not start talking about food. Respectfully, though, I love you guys, but I don't want to get grouchy with y'all.
I don't got anything else.
I appreciate y'all doing this, man. Y'all doing a great job, by the way, and I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, that you both are so willing to put your hard work. I see what you're doing. I know the hard work you both put behind it, so we appreciate y'all.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. It means a lot coming from you. Everybody's always trying to impress Armanni, like.
I'm just trying to fight everybody. Okay. Can you just remind everybody, us included, where do you want us to go find your music and your merch, sir?
Well, I've been solo releasing everything on Bandcamp. I know that I started saying that I was going to do one a month, and there are reasons why I haven't done that. I do apologize for that. I know how that comes off. Trust me, this next year, I will make up for all that. But you can go to Bandcamp, Armanni Reign, and grab my merch. You can go to ArmanniReign.com and grab some merch. You can find just about all of my music on Spotify, even though anything I release from here on out will not start there for quite a while. You know what I mean? In the hoodie.
Swim for the win.
Super supportive, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Comfy. Good shit.
It's all comfortable too. I don't make bullshit, man.
So comfy for real.
First. I'll get tested. If it don't feel right, I send it back.
Look, the hoodie sleeves are stretchy. You can pull up your sleeves.
It's got to be comfortable, or I'm not gonna make it. Like I'm
love that.
Spend so much money on bad prints and hoodies. They're all eco-friendly now. But yeah, you can go to Bandcamp. You can go to my website, ArmanniReign.com. We got a lot coming up with the gang, man. So stay tuned for that. The mixtape's coming soon. We're gonna be doing video. We're gonna be doing all kinds of stuff. You got the Mothership. If you have not liked, comment, or subscribe, please do all of those things. It helps us. It helps the algorithm. Let's push this forward, man. There's a lot of stuff in the woodwork. I know we say it all the time, like you're starting to see it come to fruition now, and I'm very excited to show y'all what we're about to put through. So, yeah. If you haven't heard the last Rhetoric album, that is on Spotify. Please go give it a check, man. I would appreciate it.
Very good. Listen.
Fucking store. So good. Can't.
Yeah.
Society of Numbers too. I have another IP called Society of Numbers that I work with a crazy group out of New Zealand.
Old Tales, Last Rhetoric. So good. If you don't know,
check it out.
What are you doing?
Please check it out.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you for chilling with us. I had fun tonight.
Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate when someone wants to hear me babble.
So cool to get to know you and just where you guys, all of you aliens, I can't wait to sit down with everybody individually and hear your stories before we came together in Alien Gang, because what was everybody doing before? You know, like it's very cool to hear. Actually, next month, January 2025, City the Great's going to be up here with us. We're going to have him in the hot seat. Got to hear about New York, all about it. Does Alien Gang have a Patreon yet, sir? I've been wondering. Is this something you guys are going to do, maybe?
What you doing, Babz?
What? I just was wondering.
You and Ronnie over here asking personal.
What?
Over here asking questions I ain't supposed to be answering on the live. Get out of here.
Maybe someday. Okay, maybe someday. Just keep those, you know, keep those.
Here's a question. How many people would be interested in the Patreon? Because if you would like to be interested, maybe there's an entire infrastructure that's been set up for quite some time.
I'm interested. Anybody else? Who would subscribe to the Patreon? I like Patreon.
All I'll say is stay tuned. We got a lot of shit coming for sure. Stay
tuned. Okay, you heard the man, everybody. New content, exclusive shit on the way, I think. The mixtape's coming soon. Let's see. It's going to be officially alien crazy. I already know that. Probably the best thing our ears have ever heard. Maybe. I don't know.
I can't wait.
But thank you all for joining us for this conversation with the one and only Armanni Reign. Everybody in the comments, shout out to you. Get involved in this community. It is a community after all. You can submit your songs for reviews or spins on the Alien Gang Radio, or you can submit any questions that you might have for the aliens if you want us to ask a question from you in our next interview. Submit any of those things to agn.hqz@gmail.com. That's Alien Gang Nation Headquarters. agn.hqz@gmail.com. Submit your music. We really want to hear it. We want to build. We want to collab. I'm so excited to be a part of this. So many incredible MCs and artists, lyricists, business minds. So send that music. Tap in with the aliens. Let's network, right?
Yes. Let's.
If you haven't already subscribed to @official Alien Gang on YouTube, tell a friend to follow and subscribe, prescribe, pre-save, copy, paste, repost, share, etc. Do the things you got to do. Hit the motherfucking notification bell or button, whatever it is. I don't know. It's an alarm. It's going off. Set your clocks to alien time. You don't want to miss anything. We got mad music on the way from aliens that are like mad genius lyricists. This is next level art going on right here. And you guys are all on the ground floor with us, right? Pretty much. I mean, we may have got off the ground floor, I feel like, but still, it's about to take off into outer space. And you really don't want to get left behind on Earth all alone, do you? The humans? Ew. So what else? Shoot. Coming up soon, we're also going to be interviewing City the Great, like I said, but also Rap God Zan, Rap Man Ron. Follow them on their socials, and among many others. Lots of people, lots of music that I'm not even going to start listing the names because it's going to end up just being like such a huge community, endless artists. I feel like it's endless, limitless art happening. Yeah, and Kid Vicious, the Alien Gang leader, take me to your leader. He's coming back soon too, and we're going to get him back in the hot seat, and we are going to ask him questions more about the mixtape. We're going to put the pressure on him a little bit. We want to hear that mixtape for real. And yeah, Alien Gang, Sheesh Mob, get the merch while it's hot, while it's available. Projects dropping soon. This has been the Mothership Chronicles with the Ladians. I'm Babz.
I'm Ronnie Anne.
Yes, thank you, lovely Ronnie Anne, for joining me. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Thank you both very much.
Talked about a lot. Thank you, man. You're incredible.
We'll see y'all next time. Yeah, 30 signs up.
Thank you so much. for being with us, joining us. Love to everybody. Peace.
Gang.
Slaves, you know what I'm saying? And you know, they got us, man, with food, with fashion, with everything, entertainment, like everything, man. They really got our minds.